Center 4 Tango Bravo, looking for hire. Hi, I'm Jesse Adams and you're watching Looking for Hire, my aviation video blog where I aim to give you a pilot's perspective as I travel across the country in some of the coolest high-performance piston and turbine single-engine aircraft. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can join me on a future flight adventure.
Gorgeous afternoon here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's probably in the mid-80s. A little gusty, the thermal's building up. A couple of thunderstorms between me and Texas. You'll see right there coming over the mountains. Should be able to navigate, get out of here VFR. I'm flying an SR22T, so 315 horsepower, it's a turbo. And we're gonna have a little fun as I depart this absolutely gorgeous countryside. Density altitude is going to be a factor, probably close to 9,000 feet today. That's okay. Again, I'm in a 22T, should have plenty of power. Thanks for coming along. Remember, if you like my video and want to see more of my journeys, like, subscribe, and click for notifications. Thanks for watching.
Clear for takeoff, runway 15, 4 Tango Bravo. All right, we're gonna line up on runway 15. Heading checks, lined up to runway heading. We're gonna abort before 77 knots rotation. Available runway, we'll abort, otherwise we'll take it in the air. Under 6,800 feet indicated, 500 AGL. We will land straight ahead. If we're above that, we will pull caps. Okay, I'm going to do a static takeoff because of the 9,000 foot density altitude. Okay, I'm getting 100% power here. This is terrific. 101% power. Okay, airspeed's alive. Through 50.
Beach 481, Mike, hold for the opposite direction, Cessna to enter the ramp, then continue taxi.
Okay, we're above the obstacles. We're going to retract flaps.
Flight following, contact Albuquerque Center 132.8, frequency change approved, good day.
32.8, thanks for help, Sue. I am on my VFR trip out of Santa Fe back to Birdie Stage in the San Antonio area. It'll be approximately 2 hours and 45 minutes in this SR22T I'm flying today. You can tell I'm getting jolted around with some bumps, 30 miles to the east. We are leveled off at 11.5. And if you see, there's some downspouts just pouring down. Look at this storm. Look at that energy. That is absolutely amazing. Over there in those mountains, just up towards the Colorado border, there's going to be a lot more thunderstorms building. I think we're kind of on the end of monsoon season, but from Tucson up to the mountains, you're going to see a lot of those afternoon storms. Oh, look, the rainbow, that's pretty slick.
Moderate to extreme precipitation, 11 o'clock at 40 miles.
Either New Mexico doesn't want me to leave their state or this is a parting gift. So looking out here, I have some decisions to make. Now, being VFR and not having any terrain here, I could see that big downspout. I'm going to go ahead and creep over here about 10 to 15 degrees to the north, going left of that buildup, and that's going to give me a good margin of safety and really just picking my way through. So that's the benefit of being in the clear. If you're IMC and you're too close to the weather, embedded thunderstorms can absolutely be some risky business. So as I'm VFR at 11.5, I'll show you some performance. Here's what I'm looking at. So I have a respectable airspeed, about 180 knots true. people have asked me, what are the MEAs flying into a little town that's on the edge of foothills of the mountains? My first time flying it in a non-pressurized plane. Usually fly it in meridians or TBMs, and I'm going over at 28, 30,000 feet even. But to answer the question, the MEA for IFR, so you get proper radio reception between the two nav aids, and you also get terrain clearance, that is going to be approximately 11,000 feet west of Anton Chico in New Mexico. When you cross over from Texas, it'll step up from about 8 or 9 to 11,000. So those are your MEAs. Now, if you go VFR, you're probably familiar with the quadra angles in the figure, the grid quadra angle, max elevation. That max elevation in the quadra angle, most of the trip from San Antonio to Santa Fe is going to be 5,000 to 6,000 feet. Once you're well into New Mexico, it will step up to about 8,400 feet. That is actually when you're getting a little closer to Santa Fe. So Santa Fe is a terrific VFR destination. Being a pilot, do you have to be good at math? No, I don't think so, but you have to be good at the miniature golf kind of mental math. And little shorthand math tricks. I could unload a couple on you in about a minute. Altitude to lose, 3 times the altitude to lose, that's your top of descent. And your vertical speed required is your ground speed divided by 2 and add a 0. Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion, take Celsius, say 25 degrees, multiply it by 2, subtract 10%, add 32 degrees. If you want to reverse a 180 degree heading, you add 2, subtract 2, so 1 becomes a 3, and 8 becomes a 6, and then you add a 0, so the opposite of 180 is 360. And last little shorthand is taking pounds per hour, convert them to gallons. Pretty simple. You take your fuel burn, 300 gallons per hour, you take half of that, that's 150. You add those together, you get 450. You take off the 0, 45 gallons per hour. 300 pounds per hour equals 45 gallons an hour. It works out perfectly. All right, there it is. I would say I'm on glide slope and on speed now. Been about 80 knots. 30% power, reduce power a little bit. Across the fence about 77. Or light, probably 75 speed ref right now. Birds on short final. All right, I'm in the 70s. I'm 77. My AOA is coming alive. I'm starting to pull back the power to idle. I'm starting to look back at the runway, trim up. A lot of birds here, there's bats too. Just arrest the rate of descent. Look down the runway. There it is, holding the nose off. It's pretty. That's how you land a Cirrus, nothing to it.